How's it going, everyone? Today I am playing another indie game. This is a game known as Receiver. It's just recently come out on Steam, although it's been out for a little while independently. And this was a game that was made over the course of 7 days for the 7-day FPS challenge. You can probably infer what that is, but basically it was a challenge to create a first-person shooter over the course of, you guessed it, 7 days. Because it was made in so short a period of time, there's not really a ton to it, and I would call it honestly more of a tech demo than a game per se. But I've been keeping my eye on it for a little bit because it looked like it was going to be fairly compelling, and turns out it kinda is. Therefore, I figured I would bring you guys a quick little video, kind of show you what it's about and why you should care. So, the premise of the game is basically to be a sort of an ultra-realistic gun simulator. What do I mean by this? Well, at the very least, it's a much more realistic gun simulator than most first-person shooters are. So, if I hold down the question mark key, it's going to pull up a list of controls here. I'm going to want to pull up my weapon here. I can then eject the magazine with E, holster my weapon with the tilde key, can load more bullets in if I have any, which I don't. Z is going to put the magazine back in, and we're actually good to go, because this is a Glock, which is going to auto-load. But basically, to load and operate your weapon is going to be a little bit more complicated than you might be used to. Let's go in and deal with this turret real quick before I continue. Oh. Did I get him? Yep. Okay. So, as you can probably see by this point, you know, it's a little bit more complicated if you want to reload your gun than it would be in a typical game. You notice I'm doing it fairly quickly. I've had a little bit of practice with this. I've been playing it for about an hour total over the course of the last few days. And there are 3 weapons in the game, which I'll show off all of them before calling it quits on the video. But they all handle a little bit differently, which again adds a little bit of replay value. Although there's not really any choice. You just sort of randomly spawn with one at the start of every game. Now, the story, to the extent that there is one, is revealed to you through the collection of these tapes, which, actually the goal of the game is to collect all 11 tapes, and that's how you win. Haven't actually managed to do that yet, as this is a pretty difficult game, honestly. And as you collect these tapes, the story is revealed to you in sort of a non-linear fashion, and what I mean by that is that you get the tapes in a different order every time. Now, the story itself essentially boils down to there are aliens or some other species from another planet controlling humankind through the use of media and mind control stuff, and you're one of the select few who can break free of this by listening to the tapes, and that's about it. And it's pretty vague, kind of abstract, and again, non-linear. I'm going to pick up this tape, and we'll see what it has to say.
Some receivers believe the message but are unable to hear the source themselves. We have developed a mind tech called ClearTape to aid in your receiving. Your subconscious mind has been eroded by dangerous, addictive media. To wean you from this addiction, we will trick your mind using its conditioned response to your advantage. By providing the correct external cues, ClearTape provides a way to reduce the symptoms of media damage. You will have been issued a clear tape. Put the tape into your tape deck and press play. At first, it is normal to hear only background static. After several sessions, you may hear a voice.
Ah, crap. I didn't realize there was another turret behind the door. One thing you may notice, you die pretty much instantly in this game. That's one hit, and you're down, which I guess is part of the ultra-realistic nature of the game, I suppose. One bullet's generally going to take down a person, whether it kills them or not. The average person is probably going to go down. So I guess that's realistic. Now, you combine the one-hit kill nature of the game with the fact that you're having to go through this complicated sequence of buttons to reload and operate your weapon, and this makes for some pretty tense gameplay. But really quick, back to what I was saying about the story. As you can see, it's a little bit vague, and there's not a lot to it. This doesn't make it bad per se, as again, I really feel this is more of a tech demo than anything else. But it's kind of interesting. It keeps the game together, I suppose. So we're using the revolver now. In order to reload this gun, we're gonna have to press E to open the cylinder here. We can then press V to eject the casings. Z is going to load more bullets in. We can then spin this if we want, because we're awesome. R is going to close it, and now we're good to go. Turret down. That's for killing me a minute ago. Let's go ahead and eject these. And we're good. The revolver tends to be a little bit easier to operate, I feel. Just wasting everybody now, aren't we? Oh, there's another one down there. Okay. I also see a tape down there, so we're gonna try and make our way there. I guess this way. Okay. So yeah, the revolver's a little bit easier to operate just because there are less steps involved. You know, there's no safety, there's no slide lock. No slide lock or anything like that to worry about. One thing to keep in mind with these turrets is that you're actually going to want to aim for specific areas. So orange or the green is usually the best place to aim. If you shoot them in the stand, it's not going to do a whole lot. And you'll notice they take a lot of bullets before going down. Versus typically one's going to do the trick if you hit them in the vital spots, I suppose. Or you could just miss completely. I doubt there's anything actually in there, so we're just going to avoid that area. So, you'll notice, as I was saying a little bit earlier, you'll notice I'm able to do this pretty quickly because I've been playing the game for about an hour now. Not super intuitive, which is sort of the point of it, I suppose. And as I said, the one-hit kill nature of the game combined with the relatively complex gun mechanics makes for a pretty tense experience, and because of that, it's a little bit compelling. There's probably going to be somebody in here. I say somebody, but the only things you're actually going to encounter are turrets and kill drones. Turrets, usually not so much of a problem. Kill drones, yeah. Oh, and it turns out that was actually a flashlight, not a tape. That's fine. But basically what you're seeing here... Okay, here's another tape. But basically what you're seeing here is what you're getting. That's about all there is to this game. That said, it is a $5 game. You can pick it up directly from the developer or on Steam for $5. I believe it's on sale, at least at the time of this recording. It's on sale right now for basically $1 off, so $4. And for that price, you know, if this looks at all interesting to you, I would say, yeah, it's worth picking up. It's kept me interested for over an hour, I guess. And for $4, that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and grab this other tape and see if we can get a different message.
Your crude world is not the true reality. Your physical body here is the shadow cast by your transcendent mind. We call this higher plane Reality A, and your world of shadows, Reality B. If you are receiving this message in a fictional context, you are at an even deeper level, one that we cannot reach. Because your body is a shadow of your mind, when your mind dies, your body will vanish. In the normal order of your world, death is merely a transition in which your mind is set free. But for victims of the coming mind kill, there is only oblivion.
So yeah, that's mostly what you're going to be getting from the story. Sort of a make of it what you will kind of thing, I guess. Okay, continuing onwards. As I said, that's pretty much it. That's about all there is to this game. So if you're liking what you're seeing, well, there's a pretty good chance you're going to enjoy the game. If you're not liking what you're seeing here, chances are this isn't really for you. I bet you if I walk into that now, I'll actually die. So let's not do that. Let's just go ahead and continue on. I'd like to show off the, like I said, I'd like to show off another weapon. That's why I died on purpose there, obviously. Okay, 1911, perfect. So, let's take a look at how this one works then, shall we? So, I'm going to pull up my gun, and clicking is not going to be doing anything. So, I'm going to actually have to toggle the safety here. And you'll notice the hammer is pulled back, but still nothing's happening, even if I pull the hammer back again. The reason for that is that I need to actually pull back the slide. And now we're good to go. So if I were to pull the trigger now, the weapon would actually discharge. And that's it. That's the game. That is Receiver. A lot of people are going to look at it and ask, why would I spend $4 or $5 on this? Can't really blame them for that. For me, the game itself is a reasonable amount of fun. I mean, again, not a lot to it. Pretty basic. It's more about the interesting ideas than what's actually going on, I suppose. You can't see me. You can't see me. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. This was a horrible idea. Yep, horrible idea. Okay. A few more bullets here, fortunately. You notice since I ran out, the slide lock actually activated, so I'm going to have to release that with T. Okay. There we go. So, if it looks interesting to you, I would recommend you definitely check it out, because it's a compelling sort of idea. And again, the thing for me is, I'm wondering if this game does well enough, are they going to expand on it? I think the coolest thing would be if we actually got a multiplayer... Hello. Always be on the lookout for that second turret, because he's probably there. I'm interested to see if maybe this game gets successful enough if they, you know, decide to expand on it. Just imagine playing a multiplayer version of this where, you know, it's sort of a sudden death kind of thing. You have to reload your weapons and, you know, operate them in this fashion. I think that would be kind of interesting and make for some really tense gameplay. We're already out of ammo. Well, let's just get rid of that. We don't need guns. We'll just sprint through the level, I think. Seems like a reasonable idea. Again, I have no idea if they plan to actually do this, or, you know... And we're down. If there are any plans for that, but I'd be interested to see where this could go. One has to wonder how far they could actually go with this concept. I mean, at a certain point, there's a certain amount of, whoops. You know, a certain amount of gaminess, or I don't know what you want to call it, but a certain amount of reality that has to be compromised in order to make something playable. But this, again, is sort of an experiment into taking it to the extreme where, you know, you have to do all this to actually operate a firearm. It's not as simple as just pressing the R key, you know, pressing the left mouse button, and that's it. So, I'm interested. And I would like to see them maybe do something else with this. And that's really about it. This has been Receiver, once again. Worth taking a look at. Basically going to be available for $5, or you're dead. You know, whatever your regional equivalent of that is, I suppose. So, if you're not in the US, it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive for you, as it tends to be on Steam. Because their regional pricing is totally jacked up, but hey. That's about all I had to say about this game. Give it a look. It's, I think it's worth your time. I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of either the video or the game, if you had a chance to play the game. I'd be interested to hear that. So, until next time, thank you guys for watching, and I will fall to my death. Or see you next time.